The 1% Rule, Small Steps to English Mastery of Freestyle American English Original Story. The machine that learns. The human brain is the most powerful learning machine ever built. It can recognize patterns, create meaning, and reshape itself every single day. But most people never use even a fraction of its potential. They think learning English is about memory. They think fluency comes from talent. They're wrong. Fluency is not a gift. It's a result, a scientific outcome of small, repeated effort. This is the 1% rule, the principle that tiny progress, done consistently, rewires your brain faster than any shortcut ever could. Chapter 1, The Illusion of Big Change. When we start learning something new, a language, a skill, a dream, we expect transformation. Fast. We download apps, buy grammar books, and watch 100 videos. But the human brain doesn't transform that way. It adapts, slowly, quietly, one connection at a time. Each time you learn a new word, your brain builds a bridge. Each time you repeat that word, the bridge gets stronger. Most people never repeat enough to make it permanent. They stop when progress feels invisible. But invisible progress is still progress. Because inside your brain, neurons are firing, creating new circuits of understanding, laying down the foundation for fluency. It just doesn't look like progress, not yet. Chapter 2, The Science of Compounding. There's a law in mathematics, the law of compounding. 1% better each day doesn't sound like much. But over time, it changes everything. If you improve by just 1% each day for a year, you become 37 times better by the end of it. Not 37%, 37 times. Now imagine that applied to your English. One new word every day. One short video every morning. One small conversation every evening. You might not notice the growth week by week. But in a year, you'd barely recognize your own voice. Chapter 3, Neural Pathways. Your brain isn't a storage room. It's a living network, constantly pruning and rewiring itself. When you first learn a phrase like "how's it going?" the connection is weak, like a thin thread of light. But each time you hear it, say it, or read it, that thread becomes a cable. And eventually, it becomes a highway. This process is called neuroplasticity, the ability of your brain to rewire itself based on what you use. So the rule is simple: what you use grows stronger. What you ignore fades away. Every time you think in English, even silently, you're building those neural highways. You're training your brain to process reality in a new language. That's not magic. That's neuroscience. Chapter 4, Emotion Powers Memory. But knowledge alone isn't enough. Your brain remembers emotion far more than logic. You forget the list of verbs you studied last night, but you remember the song that made you cry 10 years ago. Why? Because emotion releases dopamine and adrenaline, chemicals that stamp memories deeper into your brain. That's why watching English movies you love, listening to music that moves you, or laughing during an English conversation is more powerful than 100 grammar exercises. You don't just learn words, you feel them. And that feeling tells your brain, this is important. Keep it. So don't chase perfect grammar. Chase connection. Because emotion is the fuel of memory. Chapter 5, The Plateau. Every learner hits the same wall, the plateau. You feel stuck. You study every day, but nothing seems to change. Your progress is invisible again. But that's when your brain is quietly reorganizing itself, connecting old knowledge with new information. Think of it like software updating in the background. You don't see it happening. Then one day, everything just works faster. So when you feel stuck, remember, you're not broken. You're building. Chapter 6, The System, Not the Goal. Fluency isn't a goal. It's a system. The 1% rule isn't about being perfect today, it's about staying consistent tomorrow. Make English part of your daily rhythm. 5 minutes of reading. 10 minutes of listening. 1 conversation a week. The brain loves patterns. And when learning becomes a pattern, your brain starts doing it automatically, without resistance, without fear. That's when fluency happens. Not in a classroom. Not in a single lesson. But in the quiet rhythm of repetition. Chapter 7, The Proof of Progress. Then one day, it happens. You understand a joke in English, instantly. You dream in English. You think of a reply before you translate it. That's when you realize you've crossed the invisible line. Your brain no longer studies English. It operates in it. That's the result of thousands of small wins. Tiny steps, invisible effort, all adding up to something extraordinary. You didn't get lucky. You got consistent. Chapter 8, The Science of Belief. There's one more secret science has proven. Your brain believes what you repeat. If you keep saying, "I'm bad at English," your brain strengthens that belief. But if you say, "I'm getting better," it starts looking for evidence of that truth. Your words program your brain. So speak to yourself like a teacher, not a critic. Because belief is just another neural circuit and you control the switch. Chapter 9, The Final Message. The 1% rule is not about effort. It's about direction. You don't have to learn everything today. You just have to move, one step, one phrase, 1 minute, forward. Because progress isn't made in explosions. It's made in repetition. And one day, all those small steps will reveal what you've built: a fluent, confident, unstoppable mind. So if you remember one thing from this story, remember this: you don't need to be perfect. You need to be consistent. Your brain will do the rest. Thanks for watching. The 1% Rule, Small Steps to English Mastery, a Freestyle American English Original Story. Watch, learn, grow, train your brain. Think English. Like, share, and subscribe for more motivational English stories.